One of the laws in 48 laws of power states, law number 10, avoid the unlucky and unhappy. Infection, avoid the unlucky and unhappy.
Yeah.
And when Robert Greene unpacks this, it's like sometimes people don't want to be saved. They like people feeling sorry for them, the pity, and also you trying to save them.
Yeah. But also, it's a thing of life's tough, man.
Yeah.
Life's tough. You know, Joba, you called me in the conversation. I was saying, if you want to be in a good relationship, you need to have those tough conversations. Uncomfortable ones. It can't be smooth sailing. You understand? Nothing in life is really easy, and especially the good things that are good for you.
Sometimes you use mental health as a scapegoat.
Exactly. I was trying to find that word. I couldn't find
it.
It's
a thin line between like, okay, yeah, this is actually the situation, and this is actually an excuse.
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another one.
4 and 4.
For founders.
For creators.
And for innovators.
We got it right this time.
Yes, at least we are in sync. Finally.
Yeah, we're back.
So yeah, I overheard Phil talking about an interesting conversation, and I wanted him to unpack. So, topic is mental health.
Yeah.
What do you think of mental health?
I think mental health, honestly, firstly, it's mostly about your mind, right? Mind, body, and soul. I think it's literally about you. Mental health, as much as it says mental health, but it's about the whole human, because it's physical, it's mental, obviously, and it's spiritual as well, in the sense of whatever you believe in, and so on. Mm-hmm. And I think I have beaten, I wouldn't say a bone to pick, but there's certain things I feel like are not talked about regarding mental health. Okay. Like the initiative is good in challenging it and finding ways to go about it. Obviously, there's your therapy, psychiatrists, and those ways of dealing with it and trying to heal and all that. But also, I feel like we do not have also the hard conversations that need to be had through mental health. I feel like it's more of what are you going through, vent about it, talk about it, what are you going through, or journal it down.
Okay.
And yeah.
So with you, the hard truth is, what are you doing about it?
Yeah, the accountability parts. What are you doing about it? And what are you, how do you contribute in your mental health, in the sense of, if you go into depression,
what role did you play?
Yes, that's the better term. Okay. Yes. What role did you play in your downfall? Because most of the time we blame our parents, like, my upbringing, but we do not speak about the role we played. And so, be it our habits, be it the people or the environment we choose to hang around with,
Okay, to be clear, Phil is not suggesting that everyone's environment.
Yeah.
No, it's like to some extent, people have their own role that they play in their own downfalls and all misfortunes.
Yeah. So I think we do not have those conversations more than we should. That's just my bone to pick. But I feel like, in all essence,
so is mental health a myth, an illusion? Is it something tangible?
No, it's not tangible. Explain what you mean by tangible.
Meaning you can see this person is mentally depressed.
No, not okay.
Because what I'm trying to say is, like, some people you can see this person is depressed. This person is always down, not motivated, doesn't have any reason to live.
Yeah.
Can't you say it's a mental health issue?
It is. So that's what you mean by tangible. Yeah. But it's not always like that. I can be happy with you today. How many cases have we seen that Muntu? But we were happy yesterday, Sasa overdose on pills, or or suicide, some sort of suicide. But the whole 2 months he was happy.
Yeah, I remember this advert where it's like they show two guys cheering in a soccer. They cheer
So yeah.
and it's like it's the person you least expect.
Yes.
Okay, let's break down the uncomfortable conversation. What do you mean by that?
I think the accountability for me that
can't I be depressed feeling just
you can be for that time being, but not. I feel like
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I know, but I know you're trying to get me to actually answer. Be depressed if you are, but don't stay in it. So that's my thing. I know you're gonna ask me with okay, so you choose to be depressed or not. But no, but my point is
no, but I get what you're trying to say. It's like you can be depressed, but don't let it swallow you.
Yeah, but also it's a thing of life's tough, man. Life's tough. You know, our Joba, you called me in the conversation. I was saying, if you want to be in a good relationship, you need to have those tough conversations.
The uncomfortable ones.
Uncomfortable ones. It can't be smooth sailing. That you understand. Nothing in life is really easy, and especially the good things that are good for you. Waking up in the morning at 5 is the toughest thing ever for some people, and you need to do it because it's good for you. It does not mean I have to feel like I have to like it or feel like it. So I feel like we need to also speak about those things that I'm not feeling good, but I know I need to submit that CV to that company so that I can have work, or I need to actually post the whole week, post content for the whole weekend so that I know this brand maybe. You understand? It's not nice, but you don't have to feel like it. So I feel like some people don't have that conversation. It's like, yeah, you don't feel like it, write it down, jot it down. Yes, do all that, but do the work. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's a thing of I just feel like we don't take accountability, and we don't actually see the habits that we, that we partake in, and that causes us to actually stay in that depression or stay in that zone. You see?
Okay, I follow you.
Yeah. I don't want to make extreme examples because I feel like they too. But okay, I'll make an example of myself. It's like
let's speak specifically to you.
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm gonna make, they're gonna people feel like I'm shaming whatever. It's like I noticed. I'm like, hey, last week I was like, so you actually starting to gain again now, and you don't like it. What are you doing about it now? You understand? I was like, it made me feel like shit barely, but I was like, but I'm the one who literally I'll wake up at 3 and take ice cream and just like because I'm up, there's nothing to do. I'll eat the ice cream. You see, I bought cookies. Yeah, you understand this? I'm the one partaking in this thing. Yeah, it's like what am I doing? Like I felt like shit. I felt bad. Whatever. But I played the role. So you understand. So that type of thing. So it's those type of things.
I think long story short is life is tough.
Life's tough.
So toughen up. That basically sums it up.
Yeah.
Life is a constant struggle.
Yeah.
Especially I think if you're in your early 20s, it's like, hey.
Yeah.
It's a struggle to the top. It doesn't come easy.
Yeah.
No one's handing you out everything.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can't do when you stumble, when you fall, is just to pick yourself up and get going. There's no avoiding the work. So you can wallow in doubt, self-pity, but it's not going to help your current situation.
Yeah.
That's what you're basically trying to say.
Yes.
So no matter what you're going through, so what?
So I have another example, not example, but I went to a mental health walk yesterday, and now they were mentioning the stigmas around mental health. So there's a lot of stigmas, which are true. They're true. It's like, humble twasa, but you just depressed. It's not like you need to twasa, like you're having panic attacks or whatever. Or you don't need to do that. But there's stigmas do happen, but and you just like having panic attacks or you depressed or it has nothing.
I think something extreme I would say is sometimes this is very extreme. This is my hot take. It's like sometimes we use mental health as a scapegoat.
Exactly. I was trying to find that word. I couldn't find it.
It's a thin line between this is actually the situation, and this is actually an excuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in most cases, I find that mental health becomes a scapegoat for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your way of avoiding doing the work, basically.
Yeah.
It's your way of giving yourself an alibi. I'm not where I want to be because of 1, 2, and 3. You see? Like another stigma, the most common one is like men don't cry.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear you cry. This is a hot take. This is an extreme hot take.
It's an extreme hot take, yes.
So, but here's my view on that. My stance on that. It's like, you crying and wallowing up in self-pity is not solving the work.
Yeah.
Like, you have people counting on you. So you can be depressed all you want, or you can get the work done and actually do something about your current situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one wants to hear you talk about all your losses. Hey, I'm going through this. That's why there's this expression that misery loves company.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So losers hang with losers. This is a hot take.
It's a very hot take.
So losers will hang with losers.
Yeah.
And winners hang with winners only because they know the current situation is not permanent. They know it can't get better. So if you are wallowing in self-pity, just take a look at your surroundings. Sometimes you do become a product of your environment. And that means you have to move, get away. Because I don't know who said this, but he said you can't heal in the same place you got sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes you need to distance yourself
from that environment,
from those people who keep you in that state,
in that bubble.
Yeah, so until you break your bubble, the world is always going to be dark and gloomy. Nothing will change.
Yeah.
But we don't go through life to stay the same.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to change.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to go through those uncomfortable situations to make you a better person. I remember a friend told me this, that God doesn't give you problems that you can't handle.
Yeah.
As much as it is, I look at other people's situation like, okay, I don't think I'll be able to deal with this. But look at this, it's like, wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I make it a point to say, like, look at what you're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see,
it is.
There's nothing that you have that will keep you from becoming the person you are.
Yeah. Or the person you want to be.
And keep you from becoming the person that you want to be.
Yeah. I think the stigma, I think that stigma is something we are afraid of speaking about. But I feel like, I don't want to take people's truth away from them. There's Janes that say, hey man, me, I cry and they listen to me and it makes me feel good. I don't want to take your truth.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking their truth away from them, because they say for them it helps. But I'm saying from my experiences, it really
does more. I think
it never really works out. I know I've tried it, and I've become before you finish your book. I remember the time. I remember there was a time there was a situation I was going through lightly, and I kept on calling you, I think for like 3 days, and I was complaining about this thing, and you were like, "Bates, you're complaining about this thing. This is the solution now." It's like, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're like, next time we have a problem, you come with the problem, we solve it. That's why I think that's when I developed that mentality of, if you have a problem, speak about it once, and then the next time we're speaking about how to solve it. type of thing. So it for me, that stigma is the men don't cry thing is it's a tough one, but for me, men don't cry, man, because it's not gonna solve. Crying does not solve the problem. For me,
everything is a mind state.
yeah,
Like you choose what you want to think, what
Yeah.
you want to feel. Everything is that's the only freedom you have, the only control you have in this world is how you feel about certain situation.
yeah,
Be it how you act, how you respond to certain things.
yeah,
So when you start taking, especially in your early 20s, it's like you don't have anything yet.
yeah,
And the people who are telling you to cry about it already have their t-shirt, they already have their trophies. Like, because my favorite fighter, one of my favorite fighters in the UFC is like Israel Adesanya.
yeah,
Like, I admire the courage of this guy to cry in public.
yeah.
But I think he's already went through the fire.
He's
already been tested.
Yeah.
And then he's able to come out and say, like, hey, this is okay. You haven't went through the fire.
You haven't went through the fire. Yeah.
So I think, so people are looking at this from a very large spectrum.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on the other side.
He's on the other side.
You are still there.
He's on because Jaden P. Peterson said that he once said this thing. It's like between winners and losers, there's that line. Losers will always keep losing, and winners will always stay winning. Exactly. But once you cross the line from being a loser to a winner,
it's easier. It's a smooth
sailing because now you've crossed the line from being that to win.
Exactly.
Even if they take away your money, but you are still a winner and you've broken through that.
So yeah. So back to my point is like sometimes people will tell you this mean good. I think especially Israel, he has good intention. Everything is pure.
Yeah,
you see the message is pure.
It is pure.
But sometimes you're not ready to receive it at your current position.
Yeah.
So until you went through your trials and tribulations,
went through that fire,
and then finished overcoming, then it's okay. Let it all out. You did what you're supposed to do. You made it.
Yeah.
So sometimes the message that you receive is not for you at the moment. You might think it's for you. It fits your situation perfectly, but you are not ready to receive that message. So that's the big misconception people have.
Yeah.
The message may be right, it may be good, pure, and good intentions, but sometimes it's not what you need to hear at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
You need that tough love, like, hey, nothing will change unless you get up and wipe your ass.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Nothing will change unless you do, unless you take those steps, like, hey, I don't like the way I'm feeling. I don't like this life I currently have. I want it to change. Then you start putting in the work. And go through that fire.
Then we can go and cry.
So that's the big stigma. I think, it's that gap. I think it's the gap between winning and losing.
Yes.
So most people are stuck on the losing side, talking about what winners are doing, forgetting that the winners already put in their hard work.
Yeah.
They've already been tested. You see, you hear like Francis Gano's situation, how they walk deserts just to get to where they are, and they're able to cry in public. And then
but think about it, and this is really I don't know if we should say it or not, but think about it. Who will they feel sorry mostly for, or genuinely purely sorry? Not even sorry, but like you crying. Now it's a sense of relationship, like you crying and Adesanya crying. It looks good mostly on Adesanya.
It's like, who the F is this guy?
Yeah, it gave me. It's like, but Adesanya crying is like a world star.
Exactly.
Showing his vulnerability.
Look how sorry. Exactly, the best fighters in the world. Yeah. He's able to.
You know what I mean? So it's about where you are.
Sometimes it's a perspective where you are.
Okay. I get you.
So shifting perspective.
Yeah. And you guys are probably not gonna like this take, but hey,
just put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing they spoke. I don't know if you're finishing this up, but they mentioned like the other stigmas is like, hey, you're being lazy. Hey, you're being lazy. What else did it? But it's the lazy one that made me tick. It made me tick because I'm like, sometimes actually you probably are lazy.
That's
You know, that's what but I didn't want to say it then, but you know, they mentioned valid points. I won't lie. Genuinely, like they were.
okay. Start with the good points. What did they say that was good?
No, they were basically, it was the first session, so they're basically unpacking the stigmas, and then no one really wanted to speak then. So it was like she was just telling the owner, she was the founder, I mean, basically telling her story with how she went about her mental health journey and how she actually started the club. Yeah, so it was mostly that we didn't really, but it's the stigmas when they were mentioning the stigmas type, it got to me. I'm like, actually, like it take to actually, we don't want to take accountability type of thing, you know?
Here's an extreme one.
Yeah.
One of the laws in 48 laws of power states, law number 10, avoid the unlucky and unhappy. The infection. Avoid the unlucky and unhappy.
Yeah.
And when Robert Greene unpacks this, it's like sometimes people don't want to be saved. They like people feeling sorry for them, the pity.
Mm-hmm.
And also you trying to save them actually brings you down. So sometimes you can have good intentions, like you genuinely want to save this person,
you want to help
but
them.
you saving them actually does you more harm than good.
Yeah.
You need to just distance yourself
from them. Yeah.
Exactly. So now in my late 20s, it's like I'm at a point where it's like I only want to talk with winners.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to wallow in self-pity that I'm not where I am because of my situation or how I was raised. I don't want to give myself any alibis.
Yeah.
So I just distance myself from anyone who wants to just wallow in self-pity.
Yeah. And that's a hard it's a hard one
it's
to
an
swallow.
Extreme. It's a tough pill to swallow. But
I remember you kept I know it was even before we could articulate what we were thinking. I think it was high school or after my first years of varsity. You kept on saying to me, you can't, when I told you about situation, like you can't save everyone. You can't save everyone. You know,
it's like exactly. Some things it's like you only learn to articulate later on, but you know what you want.
Yeah,
you know there's no man. Something's wrong.
Yeah, because I remember the last one, the last person I helped, and I went deep in. You know, it's a quick story. I tried helping this person. So I had a game, went to my game. So she didn't have her friends. She. So she didn't have a place to stay. Remember, she might get raped, whatever. So I wake up in the morning. It was like 7. I'm sorry, Katie. So I'm like, cousin, take my key, go sleep there in my place. I have a game, and I'm like, I'm gonna be back. So I even tell the security, when she leaves, please go check my room if everything is still there, whatever. Mambuya, she's still there. So now I'm in the thing. I'm tired.
I need my space.
Now I had to find ways to find her friends. Use my money. You understand? I put myself in a hole.
It's a burden on you.
It's a burden on me. And after helping her, the money I used was money for the rest of the month.
Imagine.
So now I stayed the rest of the month broke, and so it took me.
You saving her did you more harm than good.
Yeah, you know, and I was like, yo, I'm never putting myself inside. I mean, hey guys, it's a tough one, but I was like, I'm never putting myself in such because it was the worst thing for me. As much as I was helping.
Yeah. Also, another thing I'm learning also is like killing the good guy in me. It's like it's easy to be a nice guy. Like, and it's very addictive.
It is.
Especially guys to females. That's like very. But sometimes you'll be shooting yourself in the foot.
But I'm not gonna say this one. Yeah.
These are hot takes, so it's like.
But I'm saying it is hot takes. You know what I've noticed? Guys understand. You see, when I'm helping a guy, I feel like they understand. Like if I was to help a guy in that situation, I've helped guys where I come back here and they need a place to crash. They crash. Moreover, there's guys that will buy. Like I'll find groceries in my room and they left the key. Exactly. It's just like
thank you. Yeah, something a small gesture.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, with guys, I think there is that high.
And they live before I came. Like I get there, my room is clean. You understand?
They didn't overstay the order.
No, they did not. So it's ish. I get more. I've gotten more of that from guys and females, but our truths are not the same.
Exactly. That's another important thing to mention.
Our truths are not the same.
Yeah. So just moving away from that mental health topic.
Yeah.
Is like, this is why you need a valid reason to be successful. I think with mental health, it's also a valid reason why you need to be successful.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start with why? That with this whole topic we've discussed on mental health.
Yeah.
These are valid points for you to be successful.
Yeah.
What's your reason on wanting to become successful and wealthy?
My reason is to stop complaining. I couldn't articulate it, but I forget this guy, the guy from the US. He also has a podcast. He always tell me to watch it, man. He did a podcast with Tate as well. It's almost like Indian, like be bet something St. Davis.
Oh, PBD.
PBD, yeah. So he was like, his mindset changed when he couldn't afford
the hospital
bill.
Oh, that was so
I mean, so that was the social media as well. It's like there was a lot of things happening. I'm like, but I'm complaining about, but I'm like, if I had the money, I wouldn't have all those. I mean, so that is my reason mostly. I would say.
Yeah, I think yours goes hand in hand with mine, because I found the best quote that sums up everything on what we're trying to accomplish in life.
Yeah.
And in life in general. Yeah. And why we want to be successful, why we chose to become entrepreneurs instead of just being slave to the 9 to 5. So the best definition on why we aspire to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
We desire freedom. We desire the freedom to give more to our families, our communities, and our churches. And we desire to leave the world better than how we found it. We desire the freedom to give our kids the advantages we do not have. We desire the freedom to see the world and live life on our own terms. This is why we do what we do.
Yeah. I like the last one, to live life in my own terms.
Exactly. I don't like people telling me what I can and cannot do. I don't like being bossed around.
Yeah. Taking advantage of.
I don't like someone tell me jump. I must say how high.
I think also, I think my other one is I'm tired now of playing the fool.
Exactly.
But I know it's not gonna stop, because some part of wisdom is actually playing the fool, not, you know what I mean? But
fool those who are fooling you.
Yeah, but the fool I'm playing now is the one I'm tired of playing. Like, you succumb to certain things, like, but it's not worth my time. Yes, but it's like, if I had the success and the money, this wouldn't be happening. I don't. It's a vague expression, but yeah.
Okay, for me, it's to add on. Also, it's like, I'm tired of being the cool guy. It's like, sometimes you have to play cool when I know I'm better than most of people.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So instead of just me being that petty individual who's filled with potential, I want to live out that potential.
Yeah.
I don't want to die with like, hey,
yeah,
you didn't do what you say you do. You just accepted your fate.
Yeah.
So I'd rather die with the victory than live with the lose. So like, don't cry for me. This is the life I choose.
This is the life. Yeah.
So that's basically it. It's just like, everything is up to you. You can choose to wallow in self-pity, doubt, or you can choose to just ignore how you feel and just put in the work.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy.
It is not.
It's not easy. Like, also, you will fail like countless times.
Yeah.
Like, because I also struggle waking up at 5 every day. So they're like,
like, today.
Like, hey, but then you remind yourself, this is why
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where your why has to be bigger than your how.
And your why has to be bigger than you.
Exactly. Sometimes if your why is strong enough, that's the only motivation you
Yeah.
will really ever need.
Yeah.
This is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
So no one has to understand because you know your why.
Yeah.
The how you figure out as you go.
Yeah.
So goes to the thing where sometimes it's the start that stops most people. But what stops most people who've started is that their why is not big enough. Also.
Yeah.
So if your why is not big enough and you don't have any reason to do this, you are guaranteed to fail and stay in the same position.
Yeah.
So sometimes being successful is ignoring how you feel, ignoring your mental health, and just actually doing the work.
And by mental, I feel like people will take it hard by saying ignoring your mental health, but it means actually, however you feel, gotta do what I gotta do.
Just do what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think mostly, I think our advice mostly pertains to people in their early 20s, early teens.
Yeah, I'd say
And
20s.
older also.
I'd say 20s in general.
Okay, 20s, yeah.
20s in general.
Because like it or not, like we have much better advantages than our parents and their parents. So technically, any generation you're living in is like the best generation.
Basically.
Because everything will have been improved.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for excuses, you are guaranteed to find one.
Even more than one.
Countless reasons why your excuse is valid.
Yeah. Facts.
So, but what's harder is if you want to win, you'll only find a lot of reasons to quit.
Yeah. And especially when you decide now.
Especially when you decide.
That's when you see
it'll seem
the
like
opposing
everything's
force
working against you and everything.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to stay, to quit, or get going.
Yeah.
Because like the old catchphrase goes, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. It's simple there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to wrap up or?
I'd say all in all, it's that. It's like, man, life is tough.
Tough enough, man.
Tough enough, you know. And I think as much as we said all of those hard knocks, hard truths, or our truths, we are not trying to scrutinize people who are going through depression or mental health issues. I think they are there, but I think there's ways, you know, and I think there's a lot of ways to go about it.
Yeah, especially if you're in your 20s, there's a lot of, you still have time.
Yeah, you have time. You
have time to overcome.
Yeah.
Maybe after 30 we'll have a different opinion.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, maybe, we don't know. We're still young. We're still in our 20s. Yeah. So you still have time to make changes. Like you still have time to turn your life around before you crash. Yeah. You still have power. You still have the energy. You just have to be hungry enough and also have a bigger why.
Yeah. And I think
find your why. I think most important to cut you off. It's like if once you find your why, why is it what you do important, you become unstoppable. You genuinely do. And I think for anyone watching this, if you watched this far and you are like, these chains are what, I want you to take this task and write down all the things you've done that contributed to your mental health. And I'm talking in a negative way, the habits and everything. And then write down the good habits that you've actually done. And you'll see the list being disproportionate. Yeah, you'll see the slight difference. And be honest with yourself, you know? Be genuinely honest. You don't have to show anyone. Yeah, this is for yourself. Everyone, but not to yourself. But sit down alone and write all those things down. And I'll tell you, you'll see what we mean by what we are saying. Yeah. Sometimes the problem is you. So yes, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 4 for founders, for creators, and for innovators. Till next time. Peace. Yes. Maybe last episode was cancelled.